Yeah, alright, that's good enough. Alright, I'm gonna try this again, but with actually reviewing movies this time. And I'm good at movies, I'll have you know. I know the bestest movies in the West that you need to see. First off, we're talking about Master of Disguise. Master of Disguise was produced by Happy Madison Productions, apparently. I think that's something I should have just assumed when I first heard about this, because it makes perfect sense. Follows Pistachio Disguise. I already regret this. His bloodline inherently has the ability to perfectly impersonate anybody. That's what the Master of Disguise 2002 is. Is that an Italian accent? Because they're supposed to be Italian. I don't think that was. But instead of being the Master of Disguise 2002, he works with his parents in their Italian restaurant, and his dad's all like, "There'll be no Master of Disguise 2002ing for you, my darling boy. Only pastaing." But the parents are kidnapped by a villain guy. I already forgot his name, and I finished watching this like 5 minutes ago as of writing the script. He makes the dad use his disguise powers to steal important stuff like the Constitution. It's just an excuse for celebrity cameos because he can impersonate them. Some of them include Magic Johnson and Jesse Ventura. Yeah. So it's up to Pistachio to learn how to be a master of disguise from his grandpa and go save his parents and all the like historical stuff they're stealing, but mostly his parents. This isn't the worst thing ever. It's just kind of boring. This kind of movie rides or dies on how funny it is, and I didn't think this was that funny. Pistachio himself gets pretty annoying at parts. Like a lot of the chase and fight scenes get ruined because the whole time he's just going, "Oh no, oh no." He's not as charming as they want him to be because he kind of looks like Tom Green and Andy Dick combined, and you don't want to look like Tom Green and Andy Dick combined. But at the very least, I think the movie's self-aware. No one really has any patience for his bullshit, and that's the highlight of the movie. Everyone knows all the shit with the Turtle Club and how he had to watch the Twin Towers fall down in that costume. The real best part of that is how everyone's response to that bit is just, is that guy okay? His love interest is the most generic 90s to early 2000s woman you could possibly conceive of, but I don't care. I would absolutely hold her hand on the swing set while we discuss our hopes for the future. The climax involves a black market auction, and Kenan Thompson is there just watching the live stream of it in his mansion. That's something he does. The dog skateboards, does brownface, or the Dana Carvey's character does brownface, not the dog. Very cool. The post-credit scene is him chasing bald Mario down the street. I got this ad while watching it that had Ryan Reynolds, and they did his hair like this. Masters of Disguise, not quite turtly enough for the Turtle Club, I'm sorry. 5 out of 10. Not 4. 4 feels too harsh, but 5 feels too nice. What am I supposed to do? The fuck? You can do that? Since when? I saw a movie on there called Ratpocalypse, and how can I say no to that title? And after watching it, oh, 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 I didn't choose to watch this. It chose me. It is my destiny in life to tell you about this movie. Right off the bat, this starts off with a shirtless guy washing up on the famed tourist attraction, Shitty CGI Rat Island. I call it that, just because it just seems like a fun name. But coincidentally, it is filled with shitty CGI rats. They just come up to the dude out of curiosity, and his first instinct is to start kicking the shit out of them. No, this does not remind me of anyone in particular. Why do you ask? But it turns out that's just his recurring dream he has. He's like, "Oh, mildly attractive British wife. The rats are gonna get me. The president of fucking Russia asked me to give a speech there. I'm gonna go talk about how this ratastrophe has me rattled." And then she's all like, "Hey, why didn't they call this movie Ratastrophe? That's a way better title." Also, what? He's a U.S. senator. That's why he can go do that. Also, I'm calling him Ratrick and the wife Ratricia because I refuse to learn the names of anybody in this movie. Alright, so Ratrick's speech is about how God told him that if political corruption continues, everyone responsible for it will get smited with the rat curse and turn into a rat. It's that old cliche where the character just can't fathom how insane what they're saying sounds to anyone not in the know, and then they have the gall to be like, Why doesn't anyone believe the schizo babble I just threw out? I thought it was common knowledge. And that's the final straw for Ratricia. She leaves him, and for some reason, she's in charge of his credit card, so she can just cancel it and strand him in Russia. But it turns out, oh no, we're all turning into rat-human hybrids. I guess Ratrick was like half right. I must be the Constitution circa 1788, because I've just been ratified. So the point of all that is that I thought that joke was really funny. And for some reason, everyone's consensus across the whole world is that Ratrick's the one who did this with his rat dark magic. I guess because his name's Ratrick, they're all like, we should have guessed he'd do this at some point. So there's a bounty on him, and he has to team up with these two Russian girls that want to fuck him, Rattly and Ratsputin, to stop the Ratastrophe from gratuitously ratifying everyone trapped in the rat race. I'm not going to stop making those puns, even if I get ratted out for all the rat sacking and wire fraud I've committed. This is who I am, and I'll only stop if I'm fed rat poison, because, I die if I drink that. It's poison. That's kind of what it does. I'm not sure if this movie would be a good ironic watch for anyone, or if it's, for me, it's just the only place brain rot where I think rats are inherently funny that carried it. It does have, funnily bad effects for all the rat stuff. It reminds me a lot of, the animated stuff in the Nostalgia Critic wall review. Remember that? And there's just the ridiculous factor of all of it. But it gets annoying because it seems like the movie itself isn't sure if Ratrick actually did curse everyone with his rat magic, or if there is a rat god doing it. At least that's how they write it. 1 second they'll have him accept blame for the world falling apart, even though all he did was just warn people it would happen. They introduce 50 characters, all with their own subplots. A lot of them are interchangeable with each other, and they don't really know how to balance any of it. So you'll go 20 minutes without ever seeing Ratricia or the president character. Others will just completely disappear with no proper send-off. They're just forgotten. Ratsputin is the third main character, and she leaves. So does the president again. And I think this might get a little too heavy for a movie called Ratastrophe. I mean, it should have gone without saying that I'm going to spoil all the movies I'm talking about to some extent, and you should go watch them on your own if you care. But two different rat people, cannot stress enough, rat people, kill themselves over this whole shit, and the third human girl also tries to, but they're able to stop her. And it's over the goddamn Ratastrophe. It might lose its impact after that point, but what do I know? And there's also two back-to-back parts where characters almost get sexually assaulted. That's in here. It seems like they want to be sincere, but a lot of these emotional beats and their whole political messaging they want to throw in, it ends up just adding to all the insanity because of what this is. You might find that tasteless. You might find it morbidly funny, depending on who you are. I don't know. But you at least need to see the ending. That is insane. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it genuinely feels like they had to just stop everything because they were running out of budget. And with this movie, that is genuinely plausible. I think there's an 80% chance that's what happened. I'm giving Ratastrophe a 3-headed rat king out of 10. I typed Ratrick and Ratastrophe so much in my script that my phone now includes those as actual words in the autofill. Alright, that was a lot of Ratastrophe talk, so let's end on something shorter. Mario Super Show's on here. Let's talk about Mama Luigi. I'm pulling this shit again. It's just an origin story about how Luigi found Yoshi as a baby, how he helped him defeat Bowser and save Princess Peachstool. That's all there really is to the plot, but when I talked about Dover Boys in the first video, every other line in here got turned into a meme, which you probably know already. What's something new we can say about this? You know what? No one really talks about how fucking grating Yoshi's voice is here. It's Yoshi doesn't want to go to bed. Oh my god. Dude, someone got paid to just do that for 13 episodes. Holy shit. And I also I know pointing out how weird Mario's world is a dead horse territory, but I just love how this show will just go oh shit, football players kidnapped the princess, then a wizard stole Mario, now there's a fat-ass bullet coming, oh the humanity! And you just get no time to even process any of that. That's all I got. If you're not internet poisoned, this is just bog standard 90s Saturday morning garbage. I can't even tell you to like watch something good instead because I can't talk. I watched Master of Disguise and Ratastrophe over the course of one day. This gets 5 Coney Island Disco Palaces out of 10. Bye.